Today's conversation is about proactive thinking. What is proactive thinking? Well, it's a type of thinking which means you're always 1 to 2 steps ahead of where you are at any point, at any time. And we're going to be talking about situational thinking as well, because in the situation of things happen. Now, example, we're doing a job, a repair, and as newbies, you guys doing your repairs, you're going to be thinking about whatever you're doing. But most of you are going to be thinking just about what you're doing right now, but you're not going to be thinking what's next. What's the next step after that or after that? And this is where the proactiveness takes place. This is where it kicks in. Now for me, obviously I'm experiencing what I'm doing, and the proactiveness and the thinking is automatic. So you have to practice this. You have to practice thinking 1 to 2 steps ahead of everything what you're doing. So like if you're repairing a boiler, for instance, say you're going to tighten a nut. You're tightening the nut. So what's going to happen next? You might be thinking, well, I've got to tighten the nut before it. Did I tighten that first or second? Is it best to do this first? Is it best I move a wire out the way? All these things you've got to be constantly thinking of what's next. This is just really basic thinking we're talking now, really basic. I just spoke to technical just now, and going to a boiler, and I thought I'd speak to technical and get some pre-information just to give me heads up of what the possibilities could be. So I speak to technical and said the boiler's overheating. What do you think the things could cause that? He says. So he says to me, well, it's either the PCB's not being out of calibration or it needs setting up, or it could be one of the relays are stuck on. So I said, okay. Well, I said, well, it's not to do with the PCB because the boiler's been working fine. It's not been messed with, so there's nothing to do with the setup or calibration of it. So I dismissed that because I said to myself in my proactive thinking, as I said, the boiler's working fine, the other week no one's messed with it, so I discounted that. The next thing he said was the relays. Okay, he says the relays. So there's 2 relays. So I said to him, which one is it? Which one's for the off peak? The off peak meaning the bottom relay. Now, if you were thinking this through, you might not have thought of that. You might not have thought of, well, there's 2 immersion heaters. Which relay is he talking about? Which immersion heater is he talking about? Which one is going to be stuck on to make an overheat? Is it the top one? Is it the bottom one? I don't know. But with this proactive thinking, this is how you're thinking. You're thinking which one would make it overheat? Which one is going to be used the most? All these questions you're asking constantly, all the time, question after question, that you're questioning the situation, you're questioning what's next. Is this correct? Is this information what I'm listening to correct? Should I interpret it like this or that? You're constantly questioning. So I question him. So he says to me, I asked him the answer, and he told me it was the right one. The bottom one's for the off-peak. So I said, okay, what I can do then, you're going to be using the off-peak most of the time, or all the time, and the peak one, which is the boost one, they won't really use, so I'll swap them round. I'll take the left one and put it on the right one, and then see if that resolves a problem. And if it does, well, technical was correct. It's the relay what was jammed on, and it's sorted, and that problem sorted. So if you can get what I'm saying in thinking things through in a proactive way, rather if you're a reactive way, if you do everything reactive, then you're just going to think about the situation. When something happens, like a leak or whatever it is, because you didn't think about what's going to happen next, you're going to be panicking, you're going to rushing about, and then you can't think at all because you're in a scarcity, panicking mindset, which is the wrong way to make decisions. Do you want to add anything to that, Adil, what I just said?
Yeah, I mean, all I need to add is basically, think of the consequences of your actions. So, for example, I mean, today there was a scenario where I'm rolling the pipes. You know, there's water in there. So Tony goes, if you roll it wrong, the water will be all over the place. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that consequence will lead for me with bad reviews, expensive, maybe expensive carpets all washed out. I may have to end up replacing it. You know, all sorts of things could lead to that. So again, everything you do, think of the consequence. Think of any kind of situation which could lead from a wrong action by yourself. So these are, again, it's proactive thinking. It's about thinking ahead. You know, it's not negative thinking. It's just you're just removing a what if scenario from the list.
Okay, that's a good way of looking at it. What if? You could use that, but I strongly urge you not to focus on what if, because that can be taken as a negative as well, because it can stop you doing things, especially if you want to grow and challenge yourself. So what I'd reword that is, it's a proactive. Consequences, yes, but if you think it through, proactiveness, always being one step ahead, that's the main thing. You're being in a positive mindset rather than a negative mindset, and you want to make things flow, you want to make things go your way, because if you haven't got a plan B or plan C or plan D, and you only got plan A, and it doesn't go to plan, well, I'm afraid you're going to go through life quite disappointed, dejected, negative. Things are not going to go your way. So you've got to have these other sides to you and always thinking ahead. So that's going to be the end of this video on thinking with proactiveness. If you got any comments or questions, drop us a line. We're glad to hear from you. So we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.